Flylady Diane here. I am working in the kitchen today and I don't have a full 15 minutes, so I'm just going to use the time that I have available. So we've got about 13 minutes. I'm going into town today for some appointments, but I've got some time that I can use to do some detailed cleaning. So I'm just taking off my fancy ring and taking off my jacket and putting on my apron because I might get a bit messy. If you want to put on cleaning clothes, that is up to you. I find that normally an apron is enough. I'm doing enough cleaning that I'm not using any really strong products. But what I do like to do is get the music up and running. So I'm just turning up my radio here. And it's up to you today whether you want to do some detailed cleaning or whether you want to do some decluttering, but please make sure you do something. I don't want you sitting there watching me do all the work. Now, when I'm in zone 2, the kitchen, one of the things that I like to do is to descale the dishwasher. That's what I'm doing in the picture here. I'm just filling it up, the soap holder, with some citric acid. Citric acid is an environmentally friendly cleaner, even though, acid, it sounds like it's dangerous. It's not, it's a natural product. And I'm doing the same in our kettle, and I'll be doing the same with our coffee machine because we've got really hard water here in Copenhagen. So when we're in kitchen zone, I like to do that, and then that way it's done at least once a month. So that's what I'm starting off with. And it's funny because that task only takes like 30 seconds to get the dishwasher running and the kettle, but I really feel like I've done tons of work, so I'm kind of cheating. Right, first of all, I am going to be wiping down the fronts of cabinets, and I'm just using my Flylady. I've got one of the silver rags, I've got purple rags too, but you don't need any special products. Use what you've got. I'm just using some generic cleaner, and I'm just giving it a quick spray and wiping down the fronts. And remember, you don't need to do every single cabinet, and you don't need to do the whole of the cabinet. Just go after the worst spots. If some food is splashed, we're just doing as much as we can in the time that we've got available, just making it look a little bit better. So that's what I'm doing. If you're decluttering, go you. Make sure that you've got your shoes on before you get started. And you can see I'm just opening up the drawer underneath the sink. This is probably the messiest drawer in the kitchen, or the one that gets the gungiest, if that's a word, because that's where we have the trash, and that's where we also keep our recycling bins for plastic and metal paper. So I like to just give that an extra scoosh with my cleaning liquid just to keep it smelling nice and fresh, and giving it an extra hard rub. And that way it's not unpleasant when you take out the rubbish, because everything smells and looks good. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not spending half an hour cleaning out the whole area underneath the sink. I'm just giving it a quick wipe down, a little bit of water on top, drying it off, and then putting things back in immediately. Remember, the trick here is not to take everything out. We're just moving things to the side, cleaning them, putting them back, and moving on to the next area. And really, when we've got the timer set, we can get so much done. When we're focused on just working in the kitchen, when we don't start checking our smartphone, going to see what's on the television, when we just concentrate, we can really get a lot done. So remember, I was saying, if you are decluttering, in your kitchen, it's a really good idea to put like with like. So, for example, put all your cooking utensils together in one area, put all your plates together in one area, all your dry canned foods together in one area, because that way it makes it really easy to see how much you have of each thing and to find out if you've got too much. But today I'm not doing any decluttering because my kitchen is basically decluttered. You can see we've got quite a small kitchen and we don't have any overhead cabinets, so I really need to keep the amount of stuff that I have at a minimum. And now I'm just going to move the camera slightly around so you can see the area where we have the hob and the oven. And just above the screen, you can't see it, we have a fan extractor. And it's a great fan extractor because the filters in it go straight into the dishwasher. So that's another thing. When the dishwasher has finished running, I've dechalked it with the citric acid, what I will do is I will open up the fan extractor and put the filters in there. And that's another great job to do monthly and get that done. Now you can see I've got one of those instant pot thingies. I've just moved that out of the way. But all I'm doing is using my rag, my silver rag, and I'm just getting rid of any crumbs that I've, there around the back of the hob. And as I said before, I'm not moving everything off it. I'm just moving things to the side. Those are my chopping boards. And I've got a little holder for all the utensils that I use when I'm cooking. And sometimes I give that a wash out and put that in the dishwasher. But right now I'm just wiping the splashback, giving it a really good wipe. Oh, and that was just to point out my daughter made that wooden dog woodwork several years ago, and I love it, so it gets displayed there. That's our little doggy. And I'm just giving everything a quick rub. We're not rubbing it so much that we're taking paint off the walls. But actually on that particular wall we have paint which has got a bit more shine in it, so it can stand up to quite a lot of wear and tear. And now I've got the little remote control for our fan extractor, so I'm just giving that a little wipe down too while I'm at it. And it's the same when I'm working in any room. I just pick a corner and then I work round clockwise. If you want to take the lead from the missions, which are posted Monday to Friday, when we're in zone 2, go ahead and do that. There is no right way or wrong way to do your detail cleaning or to do decluttering. Just do what you can in the time. Right, you can see that we've been working for about 8 minutes and we still have 5 minutes left. And I'm just giving the hob a little wipe down. And remember, you don't have to have the same products as me. You don't have to go out and buy anything special, just use what you have. And that's why I like my little cleaning caddy, because I put my cleaning products in there and that stops me from getting too many different, buying too many new cleaning things. I just use what I have. So I hope you are getting on well. Remember, the idea is not to be watching me, but to get up off your behind and you can clean in your house. Remember, I am cleaning my house, you are cleaning your house or decluttering in your house, and we're working on this together. I just wanted you to know that there's somebody else out there who's doing the same as you. You're not alone in this. There are a lot of us out there who were overwhelmed, didn't know where to start, but now you know that you are not the only one. Right, that looks okay for the front of all my cupboards. Also off to the left, you can't see it because of the camera angle, but we have a fridge, freezer of course, and that I shall be wiping down another day. But right now I'm just concentrating on the fronts of the cabinets, and oh, I can see I'm grabbing some kitchen roll, and now I get to do one of a kind of yucky job, but it is very satisfying. I just need an extra implement for that. I keep a couple of kitchen skewers. Yeah, it gets a bit yucky. And listen, if you want to wear gloves and put on a mask when you're cleaning, it's up to you. I'm not too squeamish. But I don't know about you, but our oven, there's kind of air vents at the top and the bottom, and somehow they seem to get full of crumbs and gunk. Oh, there you go. Yeah. And crumbs and gunk and fluff. And even, when I vacuum, it doesn't take it all out. So what I've found is if I use a skewer and a piece of kitchen roll, I can just kind of squeeze it out. So I'm just running that skewer along beside the vents. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is a little job that I like to do. You know, it doesn't take more than a minute, but I just feel like I've got the place really nice and clean. There we go, that is done. Hooray, another job done. And that's just going in the bin. And let's see, what can I do now? Oh, I'm just moving you back again so you can see the other part of the kitchen. Move my Instant Pot back over there. And that's my little cleaning caddy. As I said, I like to keep everything in there. That way I don't get too many cleaning products. Oh, and I'm just pointing out to you, I'm pointing at the windows and the back door. I actually did those during Weekly Home Blessing yesterday because I think I told you in the Weekly Home Blessing videos, when you hear in Weekly Home Blessing, let's shine doors, shine doors, windows and mirrors, I like to stay in the zone, so I keep in the zone for those. So I did those when I was in there yesterday. And the same actually goes for the, oh, hold on, I'm just telling you that the citric acid, I like to keep the container of citric acid, I place it right next to the coffee machine and the kettle, because that way it will remind me that I need to, once it's done its job, I need to run through clean water with that, because I don't want to be making coffee with water that's got citric acid in it. Yeah, to get back to the zones, I was just telling you that in Weekly Home Blessing I stay in the zone. So when in Weekly Home Blessing we are doing dusting, if we are in zone to the kitchen, then I start my dusting there. So I actually dusted the ceilings when I did my Weekly Home Blessing. So that is done in the kitchen. And remember, the zone cleaning, that is when we get to do a bit more. You know, the Weekly Home Blessing is a 1 hour surface clean where we're just getting the main areas of the house clean and tidy. And the zone cleaning is when we get a little bit more time to get into the corners and do those jobs, as I said, you know, descale the coffee machine. Right, it looks like I am basically finished there for the day. I'm just taking off my, pinny, and I'm just gathering up. I had another apron which is going to go in the wash, and my dish towel and hand towel. I'm taking out some fresh ones because the time is almost up. Yay! We made a bit more progress in Zone 2. Thanks for joining me.